It's championship week, week 17 of the fantasy playoffs, and we're looking at the waiver wire. We're looking at the top running backs right now, the top 12 running backs on waivers that you can pick up to see if they can get you by and win you that championship matchup this week. Hopefully you don't need it. Hopefully you don't need to pick up a running back. You're good to go and you're just here for entertainment. But if you need a guy to pick up, here's 12 running backs. You pick your poison, see who do you want off the waiver wire, and we're going to go from there. But before we do all that, you need to hit that subscribe button right now. Tap it with the finger on your phone, click it with the mouse on your computer, because I'm a key resource to your research this off season when you're getting ready for your drafts next year, because we cover these players nonstop. We go over the advanced metrics, we go over their player values, we go heavy on the rookies. Nobody goes as hard on the rookies on YouTube as this channel right here. We also talk Devy Fantasy Football, Dynasty Fantasy Football. If you want to learn more about that, this is the place to be at. Click that button. Stop missing out. Let's look at these 12 running backs. Hopefully we can help you out this week. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, we're back here. We're back. Isaiah Pacheco had a concussion. We're paying attention to Isaiah Pacheco's concussion here, seeing where he's at. If he's out, if this concussion's going to linger, then we're back to the old debate. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, McKinnon, who you going to pick up? We're back there. His last 3 games, Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 13 opportunities per game, over 10. We're in double digits. It's been a roller coaster. We had that one game where we hit 20 fantasy points against the Patriots in week 15. However, last week was a dud game. Week before that, dud game. He's not a guy you can trust. He's not a guy you're going to lean on. However, when we're looking at waiver wire running backs, that is not a trend we're going to have here. We're going to have running backs here that are more on the downturn because we're looking at the waiver wire. This waiver wire has been picked through 16 weeks now. We're into week 17. They're going to get picked through again. You just got to pick up a running back that you like, that you feel the best about going forward and see what happens. We got Cincinnati this week. Their game scripts have been up and down. This could be a matchup where he gets across the goal line, he gets some opportunities. We need a touchdown from Clyde Edwards-Helaire if he's the starter, if Isaiah Pacheco is out, for him to hit. And you're gambling on that. He is a gamble running back like all these running backs. Khalil Herbert went off against the Arizona Cardinals. But a running back is always going to go off against the Arizona Cardinals. Don't run hot for him, but who are you going to trust from this Bears backfield? Prior to the injury, it was Khalil Herbert every week, mixed in with some Roshan Johnson. Then when he was out, it was D'Onta Foreman. D'Onta Foreman was out last week, could be back this week. That muddies the waters even more. And we got Atlanta. Weird game scripts. Very weird game scripts. They slow down the pace on offense a lot because Arthur Smith does Arthur Smith things here. Can you trust Khalil Herbert? He's a huge gamble as well. We're also seeing an uptick in snaps and touches here. He had a 51% snap share last week. But again, D'Onta Foreman was out. If Foreman's out again, you might want to look at him. But there's no guarantees with the Bears offense. We know this. We say this every week. They're weird every week. They do weird things every week. But Khalil Herbert has a lot of juice in his game, has a lot of upside. He could be a sneaky play to hit 20 fantasy points. But when you have to use the word sneaky, that means it's not a guaranteed thing either. When someone says the word sneaky, when they're picking up players, they're also saying this player is a gamble. All these running backs are going to be gambles today. But he does have some upside. You're just not going to trust it. It could be a Roshan Johnson game. Could be a D'Onta Foreman game if he's back. These running backs could be splitting up the pie evenly. We've seen that on some weeks. It's been weird with the Bears, and that's a take you can lean on. Zamir White, Josh Jacobs. If he's out, you're rolling White. If he's in, you're rolling Jacobs, and that's how it's going to go. In his last 2 games, he's seen 39 carries, 32 PPR fantasy points, and 214 yards on the ground. He has been productive. That's being said, if Jacobs out, we're rolling with Zamir White because we know he's going to be getting the touches. We also got the Colts this week. Their game scripts can go YOLO, which could be huge for Zamir White. That could really impact his upside, could impact his downside as well. But I like him a lot if Josh Jacobs is out. You're going to have to pay attention to Josh Jacobs. You may want to pick up White and hold him just in case. Just watch Josh Jacobs, see what happens. That's the main deal here. going forward here to Tyler Algier. And this is Arthur Smith roulette. That's all you're doing. This is Arthur Smith Rochambeau. That's all we're saying here, and that's the only take. And I think you understand. And if you don't understand, you might have not been paying attention to the football season this year, because Arthur Smith roulette is what we've been playing with Bijan Robinson these last 5 to 10 weeks. This team's been up and down. They've been weird. Tyler Allgeier's been weird as well. He's been getting his opportunities. You may want to look at him. You may not. But again, if you put him in your lineup, you're praying to the gods that he crosses the goal line. You're praying to the gods he gets some opportunity. But he could, because he does get goal line work. And they do sporadically have games where he sees a 50% snap share. Kareem Hunt, he's dealing with a groin injury. He's going against the Jets. I do not recommend this. But again, I have to go over the whole landscape here, and you pick your poison. Last 3 games, 10 opportunities per game. Double-digit opportunities. And that's what we're looking at here. We're looking at a running back who's using the passing game a little bit, who gets about 7 to 12 carries per game, who's getting some workload. That could lean on him being fantasy relevant. The odds are highly against this, though, considering the matchup, considering the slower game script, considering he's dealing with a groin issue. So something you got to pay attention to. But some people have to do what they have to do, and I'm here to let you know the facts on him. Kenneth Gainwell, 7 opportunities in his last 3 games, but we're going against the Arizona Cardinals. What if Philly wants to take their foot off the gas a little bit, give DeAndre Swift a lighter workload, and Kenneth Gainwell is your sneaky play of the week? We're not trusting Kenneth Gainwell. He's not really recommended for lineups. However, if you're looking for gambles, if you're hurting, you're in a 16-teamer, you're in a 14-teamer, he's sitting there on waivers. If the running back position's super decimated, because a couple teams are hoarding running backs right now, and Kenneth Gainwell feels like a decent option, and you want to gamble because that Arizona Cardinals defense, they're going to run it this week. They definitely are going to be using their running backs this week. Can he get you over the hump? Can he get you a 10 spot? It's not guaranteed because the touches suck for him. It sucks. He's not getting enough workload. But this opportunity here against the Cardinals might buoy production. Are we gambling on it? I don't recommend it, but you have to do what you have to do. And if I want to shine a positive light here on Kenneth Gainwell, he is going against Arizona. A running back goes off against Arizona almost every single week. It should be DeAndre Swift, but we're late into the season as well. Maybe Kenneth Gainwell gets a couple extra carries. Instead of 6, maybe he gets 8, 9, 10, and maybe he gets a look around the goal line, and maybe he breaks out a run, because you can do that against the Cardinals. Kenneth Gainwell, another lottery ticket. Roshan Johnson, another lottery ticket here against the Falcons. Last 3 games, though, he's seen 8 opportunities per game. D'Onta Foreman, if he's back, then it's a really big gamble. D'Onta Foreman, let's talk about him as well. If he's back, he's probably getting opportunities as well. Probably going to be used around the goal line. And this backfield is going to be very messy. So we're getting an extra running back here. We're talking about these running backs are messy. You're really picking your poison here. And you're hoping one gets the touches, one gets the opportunities, one crosses the goal line. You're hoping that running back from the Bears you choose gets the right touches to allow you to get that fantasy production. But you're not going to count on it. Taj Spears, if he's on waivers, he should not be on waivers, but if he's there, he might be a safer pickup than most of these running backs, because since week 13, he's averaging 11.75 points per game. He's been steady. He's been steady on the snap share all season long, around 50% or higher each game, which is good. He's using the passing game. He's electric in space. They're taking the foot off the gas with Derrick Henry a little bit. They're allowing him to see some work. Taj Spears is capping off the season rather nicely. Chase Brown, he's an explosive gamble. You're not putting him in lineups unless you need to put in a gamble, and the waiver wire is cooked, and that's it. He does have upside. We've seen that upside, but he's a gamble. Look at his outcomes here. Week 13, 6 points. Week 14, 19. Week 15, 8. Week 16, 4. He's a gamble. There's nothing more to be said, but he does have some upside if you need it. Justice Hill. Again, another gamble here, but we got the Dolphins at home, and the Ravens are going to be running the ball a little bit, and a lot could happen in this matchup here, considering it is the Dolphins, it is Miami. They can push the game script. And if the game script gets pushed and Justice Hill gets used in the passing game a little bit, or if he breaks out a run, or if the Ravens run a few extra plays in this matchup, he could be getting more opportunities. He saw 13 against the Niners last week. You could be seeing a running back who could surprise you and exceed expectations. Leonard Fournette, touchdown prayer. He's starting to see snaps now. He's starting to be used. Maybe he gets that look around the goal line. You're not recommending him for lineups. I'm not recommending him for lineups. But if you need a touchdown prayer, maybe Leonard Fournette. Same with Rico Dowdle, and that's what he's been all season long. He's a touchdown prayer. If you need a touchdown prayer, he's getting touches, he's getting opportunities, a little bit more than Leonard Fournette. However, Leonard Fournette might get that goal line look here. Rico Dowdle against the Detroit Lions, touchdown prayer. Nothing more, nothing less. Not a recommendation, but if you need a pray for a touchdown, Rico could be your... Those are 12 running backs that you can pick up for Week 17 to help you win your championship. Hopefully you don't need to. Hopefully you only needed this video for entertainment. Hopefully you're good at running back. But if you're not, I got you. Pick your poison from the jabronis, because these are jabroni running backs. None of them, well, maybe one of them or maybe two could hit for you this week, but none of them are really recommended for lineups. You just happen to need one. You got to pick one up, and good luck to you. Good luck to you this week. I hope you win your matchup. I hope you get that money. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. I want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.